The Somewhat Competent Quest of Aldric the Adequate, Chapter 1, The Tavern of Questionable Decisions. The prancing pixie tavern had seen better days. In fact, it had seen better centuries. The wooden sign outside hung at such a precarious angle that passers-by often mistook it for modern art, and the pixie depicted on it looked less like it was prancing and more like it was having some sort of digestive emergency. Inside, the atmosphere was thick with smoke, questionable cooking smells, and the kind of tension that suggested someone had recently discovered their ale had been watered down with actual water, instead of the traditional tavern mixture of regret and floor sweepings.
Aldric the Adequate sat hunched over his third mug of ale, his pointed wizard hat drooping like a disappointed flower. The hat had once been a magnificent shade of midnight blue, but years of magical mishaps had left it looking more like a bruised eggplant. A small constellation of scorch marks decorated its brim, each one a testament to a spell that had gone not quite according to plan. "You know what your problem is, Aldric?" slurred Garrett, the definitely not sober, a fellow wizard whose robes were held together by optimism and strategically placed safety pins. "You're too adequate."
"That's literally my name," Aldric replied, not bothering to look up from his ale. "Aldric the Adequate. It's on my business cards."
"Right, but that's the problem. You need a better name, something with more pizzazz." Garrett waved his hands dramatically, accidentally casting a minor charm that made his eyebrows glow purple, like Aldric the Magnificent, or Aldric the Destroyer of Worlds, or Aldric the guy who pays his rent on time and doesn't set things on fire very often. Aldric interrupted. "I'm fine with adequate. Thank you very much." The tavern door burst open with such force that it nearly came off its hinges. A figure in a tattered cloak stumbled in, gasping for breath. The figure threw back their hood, revealing a young woman with wild red hair and eyes the color of fresh panic. "Is there a wizard here?" she cried, looking around desperately. "I need help. The village of Millbrook is under attack."
The tavern fell silent. Even the usually chatty drunks stopped their conversations to stare. In the corner, a bard who had been tuning his lute for the past hour finally got all the strings in harmony, only to immediately break one in surprise. "What kind of attack?" asked Garrett, trying to look heroic despite his glowing eyebrows. "Dragons!" the woman gasped. "Well, not dragons exactly, dragon, singular, but it's a really big one, and it's... She paused, looking embarrassed. "It's demanding a virgin sacrifice, but everyone in the village is either married, widowed, or has been to the capital city, so we're all technically disqualified on various technicalities." "Technicalities?" Aldric raised an eyebrow. "Well, Margaret claims she's pure of heart, but she's been embezzling from the church collection plate for years. And Tom says he's innocent, but he's been watering down the milk he sells. And don't get me started on the baker. His bread is so stale it could be used as a weapon." "What about actual virgins?" Garrett asked, then immediately regretted it when everyone in the tavern turned to look at him. That's actually the other problem," she continued, embarrassed. "The dragon is very specific. It wants a virgin who's also pure of heart, brave of spirit, and good at card games." "Card games?" Aldric blinked. "Apparently it gets bored easily. Look, are you going to help or not? The dragon said it would start eating people if we don't find someone by sunset tomorrow." Aldric looked around the tavern. Most of the patrons were suddenly finding their drinks very interesting. Garrett's eyebrows had stopped glowing, but now his nose was starting to emit a faint blue light. "I suppose I could take a look," Aldric said reluctantly, "but I should warn you, I'm not exactly... well, my track record with dragons is mixed at best." "Mixed how?" Well, I've never actually fought a dragon, but I did once turn a salamander into a slightly larger salamander by accident. And salamanders are sort of like tiny dragons if you squint and have had enough to drink. The woman stared at him. You're joking. About the salamander? No, that definitely happened. Ask Garrett. He was there.
I was indeed there, Garrett confirmed solemnly. It was a Tuesday. The salamander seemed confused by the whole experience. No, I mean about helping us. You can't be serious about fighting a dragon. Why not?
Aldric stood up, swaying slightly.
I'm a wizard. Wizards fight dragons. It's in the job description. Right after maintain pointy hat and speak in cryptic riddles when possible. But you just said you're adequate. Adequate can be surprisingly effective when everyone else is completely incompetent.
Aldric replied.
Oh, and besides, someone has to help you, and I'm the only wizard here who isn't currently glowing. I resent that, Garrett muttered, his nose now pulsing like a blue beacon. This is a perfectly normal magical condition. It happens to all wizards eventually. No, it doesn't,
Aldric said.
Well, it happens to some wizards. Just you, Garrett. Well, it's happening to me, and that's what matters. The woman looked between them, her expression suggesting she was rapidly losing faith in the entire magical profession. Please tell me there are other wizards I can ask. There's Madame Zelda, offered the barkeeper, a man whose face looked like it had been carved from a particularly grumpy tree. She's got a tower just outside town. Oh, right, the woman brightened. I forgot about her. She's supposed to be very powerful. Very powerful and very crazy, Aldric warned. Last I heard, she was trying to turn lead into gold, but kept accidentally turning it into cheese. Cheese? Different kinds of cheese. She's gotten quite good at it, actually. Makes excellent brie. That's not helpful for fighting dragons. No, but it's great for entertaining guests. The woman rubbed her temples. Fine, fine. You're my only option. What do you need to fight this dragon?
Aldric considered this. A sword would be good. Some armor. Maybe a shield. Oh, and a horse. Definitely need a horse. I can get you those things. Great. Also, I'll need about 3 days to prepare the proper spells, research dragon weaknesses, and practice my heroic poses. 3 days? The dragon will have eaten half the village by then. Okay. How about 2 days? How about we leave right now? Aldric sighed. This is why I drink.